Everyone in Lagos believed Michael Adeyemi was living the dream. A loving wife, a beautiful mansion, a thriving business empire, a mother he adored more than anything in the world. Everyone thought they knew him. Everyone thought they knew his life. But nobody knew the shadows behind the gates of the Adeyemi mansion. Michael Adeyemi, 38, CEO of Adeyemi Holdings, had a reputation for perfection. His business acumen was celebrated across Lagos. Investors, journalists, and even his employees called him a genius. He was supposed to be in Dubai for 3 days, a routine trip, a few meetings, presentations, and return to Lagos for a crucial board meeting. But that second night in Dubai, as he sat alone in his hotel suite reviewing reports, unease gnawed at him. His mother, Mama Funke, had not replied to his last 2 texts. That was unusual. She always responded promptly, even if only with a simple emoji. A pit formed in his stomach. Something was wrong. By 3 a.m., Michael was on a flight back to Lagos, his mind racing. No calls to his assistant. No warnings to his wife. He didn't want to wait. He needed answers. By 6:45 a.m., he arrived at the mansion. The gates, usually flung open by the early morning staff, were shut tight. The driveway, always bustling with domestic workers, was silent. The mansion was eerily quiet. He entered through the main door, expecting the usual greetings. The scent of fresh bread, brewed coffee, nothing. Only silence. Then, faintly, a noise upstairs. A soft, painful sound. Michael's heart clenched as he ran up the staircase. The sobs were unmistakable. His mother. He pushed open the door of her room to find Mama Funke sitting on the floor, curled slightly inward, clutching herself. A tray of untouched food sat beside her. Her eyes were red, swollen, and glazed with tears. "Mommy!" Michael cried, rushing forward. "What happened? Who did this to you?" She flinched at his sudden appearance, but the shock gave way to more tears. "Michael, you're home? I wasn't expecting you until tomorrow." "I changed my flight," he said softly. "Tell me what happened." But she could not. Her sobs only deepened. Finally, she pointed to the balcony, and that's when he heard it. A woman's voice, cold and sharp, on the phone. Tomiwa, his wife. Tomiwa, to the outside world, was the ideal wife. Beautiful, educated, polished, soft-spoken. Every family in Lagos would have wanted her as a daughter-in-law. But the woman he married hid aside. Michael had never seen a heart of ice. Tomiwa's voice carried easily across the room, full of contempt. "I swear, this old woman is stressing me. If not for her son's money, who would tolerate her?" Michael froze. His blood ran cold. "She wants me to cook? Clean? Am I her servant? She is using money too much," she continued, voice rising. "Once Michael travels again, I'll move her to the boys' quarters. She'll learn not to bother me." Michael clenched his fists. When she finally turned, startled, and saw him standing behind her, her phone slipped from her hand. "Michael? You're back?" Her voice wavered. "I came home early." He spoke calmly, too calmly. "Well, welcome. I was just checking on." "Save it," he interrupted, his tone icy. "Why? Is my mother crying?" Tomiwa searched for lies. "Oh, she's emotional. Old people, you know." "Stop." Michael walked past her, toward his mother, locking the door behind him. Tomiwa's protests followed him faintly, but he ignored them. "Mummy, tell me everything," he said gently. Tears fell freely now. "Since you left, Tomiwa has not let me eat in peace," Mama Funke whispered. Michael froze. "She shouted at me, locked me inside this room. And yesterday," he urged her gently. "What happened yesterday?" "She slapped me." Michael staggered back, as if struck. "She slapped you?" Mama Funke's lips quivered. "She also hid my medication for my blood pressure. Said she's tired of me taking it. I haven't taken it for 3 days." Michael's heart pounded. His mother could have died. He checked her drawer. Empty. "This ends now," he whispered through gritted teeth. He found her in the kitchen, pretending to arrange plates. "Tomiwa, where is my mother's medication?" he demanded quietly. Michael's calmness unnerved her. "I don't understand," she started. "You hid it." "Where?" "She'll be fine," she said dismissively. "No, tell me." Finally, muttering under her breath, "In the laundry basket." Michael felt his chest tighten. "You almost killed my mother." "So what?" The words escaped her before she could stop them. Michael stepped back. "Repeat what you just said." Her face paled. "I didn't mean please, Michael." But he was already moving, heading to the security room. He watched the footage from yesterday, Tomiwa dragging his mother, yelling, slapping her. The tears he had fought to hold back now fell freely. "Call the police," he ordered. "Michael, please, don't do this. I'm your wife. She's lying." Michael didn't respond. "You can insult me. You can leave me, but you will never touch my mother." Officers handcuffed her. Michael watched silently as the woman he once loved was taken away, her screams echoing through the mansion. Weeks passed. Michael stayed close to his mother, arranging private nurses, therapy, and even renovating her room to feel like home again. Each evening, they sat together, watching old family movies, laughing at the antics of his childhood. One evening, Mama Funke looked at him quietly. "Michael, you deserve a good woman, one who respects both you and me." "I know, Mummy, and I'll never ignore your pain again." She squeezed his hand. "I love you, my son. I love you too. Always." After the police took Tomiwa away, the mansion felt eerily empty. The silence that had once terrified him now seemed like a fragile calm, temporary, delicate. Michael wandered through the halls, recalling every detail of the past weeks. He couldn't shake the nagging suspicion. Tomiwa hadn't acted alone. There were subtle hints, a phone call she hid, a package delivered late at night, whispers among some staff members that suggested she may have had allies. Someone who wanted to see Michael distracted, emotionally vulnerable, and blind to threats at Adeyemi Holdings. The next morning, Michael summoned his most trusted security head, Bayo, a retired army officer with a reputation for loyalty and discretion. "Bayo, I want every camera reviewed, every conversation recorded in the past month, every visitor, every delivery," Michael said, pacing. "Tomiwa couldn't have done this alone. Find me the patterns, the accomplices." Bayo nodded. "Yes, sir. We'll cross-reference phone records, CCTV, everything." Over the next days, Michael stayed awake late into the night, watching footage, comparing dates, analyzing deliveries, noticing subtle shifts in staff behavior. A driver hesitated before entering the garage one morning. The cook lingered near the pantry nervously, and a gardener's eyes darted suspiciously whenever Tomiwa was mentioned. Michael realized something terrifying. Some people feared Tomiwa more than they respected him. As Michael dug deeper, guilt began to claw at him. He had missed so many signs. The subtle tension in his mother's eyes when Tomiwa was around, the nervous glances from staff, Tomiwa's inexplicable need for control. How could I have been so blind? He asked himself, staring at the empty mansion at night. Did I ignore the truth because I wanted the dream to be perfect? He remembered arguments that now seemed suspiciously one-sided. He replayed every conversation with Tomiwa in his mind, dissecting her tone, her words, her lies. His trust had been weaponized against him. Some staff had tried to speak out. A young maid, Aisha, whispered one afternoon, "Sir, I tried to tell you, but she threatened to fire me, and worse." Bayo reassured her, "No one will touch you. Michael is in control now, but you must tell everything." Stories emerged. Tomiwa had coerced staff, bribed them with promises of gifts, and intimidated them with threats of losing their jobs. Some were scared enough to keep silent. Others were quietly helping Michael now that his authority had returned. One night, Michael sat in his mother's room, holding a photo of himself as a boy with Mama Funke and a young Tomiwa at a university graduation. Memories flooded in. Mama Funke had raised him alone after his father passed, sacrificing her dreams to ensure he never wanted for anything. She had worked 2 jobs, given him discipline and love, yet he had taken her presence for granted. And Tomiwa, he remembered their first meeting, the charm, the smiles, the way she had made him feel alive. He had fallen for her like a storm. And now, he thought bitterly, she was a stranger who almost destroyed us both. Tomiwa's trial began weeks later. The media swarmed Lagos. Cameras followed her every step. Headlines screamed betrayal and abuse. Michael sat quietly in the front row, Mama Funke by his side. Tomiwa's lawyers attempted to paint her as a stressed, misunderstood wife. But security footage, staff testimonies, and Michael's calm recounting of events left no room for doubt. The courtroom was tense. The public debated endlessly. Was this a rich man punishing his wife, or justice for a cruel woman? Michael stayed silent, letting the truth speak. During this time, Michael's absence and emotional distraction didn't go unnoticed. Certain rivals saw an opportunity. An attempted hostile takeover, insider leaks, and late-night boardroom manipulations threatened Adeyemi Holdings. But Michael, tempered now by pain and vigilance, acted decisively. He called a private board meeting. We will not falter. This company is more than numbers. It is our legacy, and I will protect it with everything I have. Employees rallied behind him, inspired by his determination. Even some who had feared him began to see the man who had been tested and forged anew. Amid this turmoil, a new presence emerged. Chinwe, a close family friend and lawyer. Intelligent, empathetic, and fiercely loyal, she became his confidant. She's dangerous, Michael, Chinwe said one evening as they reviewed evidence. And she had help, but we'll find them, I promise. Her calm, unwavering support reminded Michael what real loyalty looked like. Someone who cared for him and Mama Funke without expectation, without manipulation. Through months of investigation, courtroom battles, and business crises, Michael's emotional journey deepened. Forgiveness. He struggled to forgive Tomiwa internally, but realized letting go of anger was necessary for his peace. Family loyalty. He rebuilt his bond with Mama Funke, giving her the care, love, and respect she had always deserved. Redemption. Michael vowed never to ignore the signs again, to trust his instincts, and protect what mattered most. By the time Tomiwa was convicted and sent away, Michael had reclaimed not only his home, but his sense of self. He looked at Mama Funke one quiet evening, holding her hand. We survived this, he said. Yes, she replied, tears glistening. And now, nothing can harm us. Michael nodded. And I'll make sure of it. Always.